baby bus! Let's go, Sheriff! Labrador!
The Rhino's Hot Springs.
Please join us for the grand opening of Rhino's Hot Springs. To celebrate, we are having a drawing to give away free tickets.
What? Free tickets?
Madam Granny Goat was busy shopping with her grandson, Jack the Lamb. But her ears pricked up at the sound of a giveaway for free tickets. So she dragged Jack the Lamb as she rushed to Rhino's Hot Springs. Springer the Rhino was standing in front of the store, holding a red lucky draw box in his arms and shouting loudly.
The Rhino's Hot Springs. Try your luck right now. Oh, Madam Granny Goat, would you like to try your luck for free tickets?
Free tickets? You betcha!
Madam Granny Goat plunged her hand into the lucky draw box and rummaged around for quite a while before she pulled out a card.
Free Hot Springs tickets for two.
Springer the Rhino's eyes widened like saucers in surprise.
Huh? I only put one gift coupon in the lucky draw box, but she was able to pick it out? That's incredible.
Even if he didn't want to, Springer the Rhino reluctantly took out 2 tickets from the pocket and handed them to Madam Granny Goat.
You really are lucky. Here are your tickets. Inside, you'll find some other little free surprises.
The word free made Madam Granny Goat stare with greed. She took the tickets from Springer the Rhino's hands and, dragging Jack the Lamb, rushed into the Rhino's Hot Springs. Inside, there were a dozen hot springs of different sizes and varying temperatures. There was even a hot spring with slides for kids. Madam Granny Goat and Jack the Lamb stepped into the warm hot springs.
Ooh, this feels great!
At that very moment, Springer the Rhino came by pushing a cart of potatoes.
Here are the surprises. Ta-da! This is our specialty, Hot Springs potatoes. They are free of charge.
Free of charge?
Yes.
Madam Granny Goat took a Hot Springs potato and handed it to Jack the Lamb. Then she ate one too.
Oh, it's yummy. I want another one, Grandma.
Honey, you shouldn't eat too much when bathing in the hot springs.
Jack the Lamb nodded and then went to play on the slides in the hot springs. Seeing the potatoes in the cart piled up high like a hill, Madam Granny Goat reminded herself,
Hum, hum, hum. These hot spring potatoes are free of charge.
At that, she took a few more potatoes and stuffed them in her pockets until her 2 pockets were packed full. Madam Granny Goat and Jack the Lamb stayed at the Rhino's Hot Springs until sunset.
I'm tired, Grandma. I want to go home and sleep.
Then Jack the Lamb let out a big yawn.
Honey, it's so nice here. We can have free hot springs potatoes, and you can play on the slides in the hot springs for free. Why don't we stay here a little longer?
However, shortly thereafter, Jack the Lamb turned pale. His face was as white as a sheet of paper. He blacked out, slumped his head, and collapsed in the hot springs pool.
Oh, help! My grandson has fainted!
Sheriff Labrador and Officer Doberman had just finished work and were on their way to the hot springs to relax. They happened to hear Madam Granny Goat calling for help at the entrance of the Rhino's hot springs. They rushed inside in a hurry, pulled Jack the Lamb from the hot springs pool, and took him to a nearby hospital. Springer the Rhino followed them to the hospital.
Miss Doctor, please check Jack and tell me what happened to my precious grandson. I don't care about the cost. He needs a full physical examination. The more expensive, the better.
After carrying Jack the Lamb to the examination room, Sheriff Labrador started asking Madam Granny Goat a series of questions.
What can you tell us about Jack's overall health? Has he fainted like this before?
Oh, no! My grandson has always been very healthy.
What did he eat today?
What did he eat today?
Thinking for a while, Madam Granny Goat slapped her thigh.
I remember! He ate a hot spring potato at the Rhino's Hot Springs. The potato must have been bad, and that's why my poor grandson passed out. The Rhino's Hot Springs? It's more like mean-spirited hot springs.
Wait! I'm innocent. I'm completely innocent. I give you my word. On Rhino's honor, there's nothing wrong with the potatoes at Rhino's Hot Springs.
Springer the Rhino made a gesture indicating that he was true to his word.
Calm down, Madam Goat. You said a hot springs potato made Jack faint, but you also ate a hot springs potato. Moreover, I just sent Officer Doberman to check, and no other guests at the Rhino's Hot Springs passed out today after eating a hot springs potato. Jack was the only one.
Maybe he had the only poisonous potato.
Madam Granny Goat started crying while talking.
My poor grandson.
As Madam Granny Goat sat down on the ground, the potatoes she had put in her pockets, along with the 2 tickets, fell out onto the ground.
Well, Madam Granny, potatoes cannot be taken outside of the springs.
But you never said I couldn't take any potatoes to go.
Sheriff Labrador's dark, round eyes suddenly glistened, noticing the 2 tickets and picking them up.
The check-in time on this ticket is 3 p.m. this afternoon, but Jack fainted well after 9 p.m. That means you stayed at the Rhino's Hot Springs for nearly 6 hours. I think I know what happened. It's possible that Jack passed out because of bathing in the hot springs for much longer than he should have.
That can't be. I'm just fine.
Children at Jack's age cannot bathe in the hot springs for as long as adults can. In general, it is not suggested for children to spend any more than 15 minutes in such hot water, or else they could overheat. Spending nearly 6 hours in the hot spring was far too long for Jack.
At that very moment, Ms. Doctor finished a full physical examination of Jack the Lamb and approached with the results.
Don't worry. Jack fainted because he bathed in the hot springs for too long and he overheated. Nothing else is wrong with him.
Ms. Doctor handed over the physical examination report to Madam Granny Goat and said,
You're free to go. Please head to the receptionist for payment.
After looking at the total cost for the physical examination, Madam Granny Goat was stunned.
What? That's way too expensive!
Madam Granny, taking petty advantage of others often leads to huge losses.